To Gaza now, where multiple Israeli strikes in the past 24 hours have killed at least 27 people. Israeli forces are also attacking the city of Khan Yunis for a second day in a row. They've targeted a house in an area just outside the city. At least 9 people were killed there. On Wednesday, Israel bombed areas in the southwest that it had designated as humanitarian safe zones. At least 18 Palestinians were killed in the attacks on al-Mawasi. Many of the victims were buried alive after Israeli strikes hit tents housing displaced people. Hani Mahmoud is in Khan Yunis, inside the Gaza Strip. So, Hani, it's day 307 of this war. Tell us more about what's happening on the ground.
Well, Cyril, you know, it's becoming quite evident right now that every passing day is a horrific day for Palestinians, whether it's the impact of the direct intense bombing campaign across the Gaza Strip or the aftermath of these attacks, as people often thrown into uncertainty, unknown of further enforced displacement across the Strip, with the sense of shattered safety. Everywhere they go, they're being targeted, they're being forced to flee elsewhere, and right now there is no safe place across the Gaza Strip. We've been seeing this and been talking about this for the past months, that there isn't a single safe place across the Gaza Strip, including the humanitarian designated safe zone that have been repeatedly targeted. The past 24 hours have been quite violent and bloody in the central area and the southern part of the Strip, mainly the city of Khan Yunis, eastern part and central part of the city. 27 people reported killed, a majority, we're talking about women and children, the same exact patterns of casualties that we've seen every single day. 18 of the 27 only in Khan Yunis city, just an indication of the surge in the attacks across Khan Yunis city, and 5 of those 18 inside a tent. That's a family, a mother and her children were inside this tent when it was targeted. They were pulled from the area that caused the fire everywhere. They were incinerated and burned alive and removed and transferred to Nasser hospital. There are also further civilian casualties from an attack on western part of the city of Khan Yunis and elsewhere to the southern eastern part of Deir al-Balah city, bringing the total number to 27 people at Nasser Hospital and Al-Aqsa Hospital. At the earlier evening hour of yesterday, a WCK driver, that's an employee who was driving his car after completing his mission in the southern eastern part of Deir al-Balah city, was killed in an attack that happened to a house that he was passing nearby. Was transferred to Al-Aqsa Hospital. Unfortunately, the attacks are happening without any prior warning whatsoever, and that we're seeing more civilians, like the usual events in the past. More civilians are being killed and being targeted because of the unpredictable falling bombs across the Strip.
Hani, you're also reporting this morning that the Israeli army is systematically demolishing residential areas and buildings inside Rafah city. Tell us more about that.
Well, the Israeli military continues to systematically demolish more of the homes, and the aftermath of this, that people are ending up in tents like these. This is part of al-Mawasi evacuation zone, where the majority of displaced families coming from all parts of the Gaza Strip right now are crammed in this small part of al-Mawasi evacuation zone in western Khan Yunis city, very close to the beach here. I mean, this is the last point where people are able to set up their tents and to seek some sort of safety and protection for their children. I'm not talking about the entire Mawasi evacuation zone. This is the only place right now that somehow it provides a sense of safety and sense of protection for people. But people end up like this in these scattered tents, and soon enough we're going to see this in very, very overcrowded because of more of evacuation orders that are coming from parts of the central area, and more recently from the northern part of the strip, from Beit Hanun and Beit Lahia, and more from western part of Rafah city. Right now, people are forced to flee further, not to the west of the city, but also here to Khan Yunis and to al-Mawasi evacuation zone, because of the systematic demolition of homes. And this is in no way, as people describe it, the local residents of Rafah, this is in no way a collateral damage or part of the intense bombing campaign, because what the Israeli military is doing is conducting a street to street and neighborhood to neighborhood, systematically destroying all the residential homes, turning entire areas in Rafah city into more of a wasteland, making it very uninhabitable. Similar situations to what we documented in the past in the northern part of the strip, in Gaza city, mainly in the eastern part, the neighborhood like Shujaiya and Tufah neighborhood. And we're seeing this happening in Khan Yunis after the Israeli military spent 4 months militarily controlling the whole city and destroying all of its infrastructure and facilities. Unfortunately, same thing is happening in Rafah city, with more of these residential homes are being targeted and destroyed and demolished. People are going to go back when the dust settles to nothing. Basically, it's more of a wasteland right now, and it's not proper for living, not suitable for families to go back and to run to go back to day-to-day life activities, or life as they know it before this war started.
Yeah, and the picture that you were just showing us, that we were just broadcasting, says volumes about the living conditions that Palestinians are in now. Thank you very much, Hani Mahmoud, reporting from Khan Yunis.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.